Welcome back to Let's Play Tiberian Son. Now that we got our secondary objective out of the way, we can proceed onwards to our primary mission.
It is highly probable that the Brotherhood will attempt to remove technology from the crash site and store it at their technology center. Locate and secure the crash site, then capture the technology center. Establishing battlefield.
Right, so our troops will use the strength from last time to infiltrate the enemy base. Or maybe not.
Reinforcements have arrived.
What exactly was the plan here? I don't think they thought this whole thing through. Then we see youngsters just loitering about on parking lots, the rap music and the Tiberium contamination.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Now someone in the thread mentioned that the game was really sluggish. Fortunately, it has a game speed control. Now I just set it to medium, which is the default for this game. And as you can see, it is indeed quite sluggish. I usually set it to fast because I think that's pretty much the best mix between speed versus playability. Anything more than that just becomes unplayably fast, anything below that is just unbearably tedious.
New construction options. Building.
Alright, so here we see a new thing, the Tiberium Riparius. Basically, the thing about Tiberium is that wherever it spreads, it sucks out all the valuable minerals out of the earth and forms them into easily collectible crystals. Now this would be very good if it wasn't for the fact that Tiberium is also highly toxic to just about every life form on Earth. If we were to move infantry through a Tiberium field, they would take damage. Now in rare cases, individuals for unknown reasons will not die from Tiberium exposure but rather mutate. And the Tiberium Riparius is the product of one such mutation, namely a tree being mutated by Tiberium. What it does is that whenever we clear out all the Tiberium around it, it will just start spewing out more, essentially giving us infinite money, so of course it's very valuable. Now here to the right we get a look at the crash site we're supposed to secure, however we do not have any way to get down there, so we'll have to find another route. Back to Tiberium, we can also see another version of Tiberium up on this cliff here, the blue Tiberium. The main difference about the two versions is that blue Tiberium is worth twice as much as green Tiberium, and it's also highly explosive. So if you have a densely packed Tiberium field with blue Tiberium, you can shoot it with explosives and set off a chain reaction that will devastate just about everything that's inside it. It also means you can pack a Tiberium harvester full of blue Tiberium in multiplayer and just drive him into the enemy base. Once he gets blown up, he will destroy all the buildings around him, essentially making him a really expensive demolitions truck. The one interesting thing about Titans I mentioned previously is their very high range. This means that they outrange these laser towers and can pretty much just snipe them with impunity. Although, taking out a turret with just 2 Titans takes quite a while, as you can see.
Structure sold. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Training.
Unit report. Unit ready. Moving out. On my way.
Construction complete.
Now that Nod Outpost is blocking the way to the crash site, so we'll have to take it out first before we can move in there.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Now another new thing for this mission is if you look to the upper right, you can see our minimap is disabled, but building this radar here enables it. That's because normally getting the minimap requires a radar, but the previous missions didn't give us a radar building, so they just gave us the minimap for free. Future missions won't be as nice and will be expecting us to pay for our radars ourselves.
Unit ready.
Now one thing to keep in mind about radars is also that if your base ever loses power, you will lose your minimap too. So in multiplayer that can be quite important because the minimap just gives you that extra bit of situational awareness.
On hold.
Sir. Waiting orders.
Construction complete. New construction options. Training.
Unit reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Sir.
Building.
Sir.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Awaiting orders.
Now the Broken Bridge there is going to be our main route into the enemy base, so I already placed some engineers in order to repair it once we get there.
Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Affirmative. Unit reporting.
Unit ready.
And here we finally get a look at that crash. And I think I can see why that scout said she doesn't think humans built this, because it's obviously a screen ship.
Unit ready.
Now in this game the screen don't really come up beyond this little tooltip here. In later games they play more of a role, they're basically just the alien race that's responsible for Tiberian coming to Earth in the first place.
Site secured. Objective complete. Incoming transmissions.
Sir, looks like they tore this place apart already. Must be getting ready to ship the artifacts out. We don't have much time.
Yes, sir. Unit
Right, so let's capture the tech center the briefing mentioned.
Unit ready. On my way.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit.
Now we could be sneaky and go over here, shoot that cliff wall, and go through that tunnel, and that would lead us right into the back of the enemy base. However, it would require us to deal with these laser turrets, and I don't really feel like doing that, so let's just do a frontal assault.
Building.
Now here shows something off that I could have shown off earlier, but didn't.
Construction complete.
This is basically GDI's base defense. The component tower, you build it, you plop it down somewhere, and then you build an attachment. In our case we only have the Vulcan cannon available to us. And you place it on top of the tower and it becomes a base defense. Kinda seems unnecessary when you think about it. I mean, why not just have the Vulcan cannon just come with a component tower?
Training.
Orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Combat-wise, the Vulcan cannon is pretty effective against light vehicles and infantry.
Unit ready.
overall not that amazing,
On my way. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Sir.
but later add-ons for the component tower will be much more good.
Unit reporting.
Insufficient funds.
Moving out. Unit ready.
Unit ready.
You got it. Waiting orders.
Sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Sir.
Now here you have the entrance to the enemy base. The thing is that if those tanks decide to shoot us on the bridge, they could take out a section of a bridge and not only block us from progress, but also kill all the units on the collapsed sections. So I'm kinda rushing to get over there. And there you could see just what can happen with disc throwers when they get low on health.
Unit lost.
Entire army of disc throwers vaporized in an instant. But we took out most of the enemy defenses, and all we actually have to do to win the mission is capture the tech center over here. So we don't actually need to clear out the base, so we can just send our engineer to capture it.
Ready. Unit lost.
Unit reporting.
Technology center captured. Objective complete.